Basically, you have nothing important to say. Too much makeup, less is more, and especially for an older woman! Exclamation point. That was a comment I received under my last video. I thought it was interesting. A heads up that I did record this video about 3 weeks ago, and I do want to apologize. There's a certain point that the sound gets a little echoey and it sounds like background noise. I'm filming in our living room with our new porcelain tile floors and didn't realize that I would have such an echo or that it would make a difference in the sound on my video. And of course, it's too late to change it. So bear with me for just a few minutes. Enjoy. This past week we hit a milestone with this channel. 250,000 of you guys have actually hit that subscribe button. Not just watching, but you've actually liked what you've seen well enough to hit the subscribe button. That's awesome. It makes me feel so good. It just makes me feel wonderful that you guys like what I do here on this channel. And I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm 80. I'm 80 and a half actually. Well, closer to 81 than 80. And I know that I am in the last phase of my life. I mean, I know that, well, honestly, it doesn't matter how old we are. We can be here one day and not be here the next day. We don't know. But at 80 years old, almost 81, I do know that it's going to be physically impossible for me to live maybe 20 more years. Maybe I can hit 100. I would like to. I've always felt like I would live to be to 100, but the one thing I've learned and I know is that if I'm going to be 100, I want to be healthy. I want to feel good. And that, I don't think that just happens. 20 years sounds like a lot. 10 years still sounds like a lot. But in the big scheme of things, when you're 80, that's not a lot. The biggest part of my life is behind me. Not necessarily the best part of my life, but the biggest part. I think I have some really good years ahead of me. And hopefully with this channel too, it'll keep going. I've just been thinking about a lot of things. I thought about how many times I've asked you over the years for your opinions on so many different things. And you're always so free and feel so comfortable with telling me what you like and what you don't like. Over the years, we've had some people who are just downright nasty and downright mean, and we just sort of let those people go on their unhappy journey, and we can continue on our journey of love. Love for each other, love for the world, love and respect. Saying that to get into my hair again, and listen, here we go, ponytail today. In thinking about my hair the other day, and there will be some of you who will say, Patty, get on with your hair. I mean, just, enough with your hair. And it is enough with my hair, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm liking my hair a whole lot. I've been using that L'Oreal Gloss Toner in the silver for the last couple of shampoos now, and I did shampoo my hair yesterday, and I did not use it. But I am loving the color. Again, until I edit this video, I'm never going to know fully how you're seeing my hair. And that's, again, that's something that happens with all of us who create content here on YouTube, is just what we see in the mirror and what we see in our viewfinders on our cameras may not be what you see depending on how your settings are on the device you're watching. It could be totally different. But with that being said, when I look in the mirror, I'm really not just liking my hair, the color, I'm loving my hair, the color. I still have some of the blondness on the ends, but you know what, it just sort of, it has gotten to the point that it is just sort of blended out, and it's not that noticeable, and I can live with this. If I can do the little L'Oreal toner just when I feel like I need it, I think I'm going to be really, really happy. But in reading the comments from this last video, where I again talked about my hair, about half of you loved what I was doing with it, and the other half had awesome suggestions about what to do or that they didn't like it. And I had a couple of really not so nice comments about it. I thought today I would go through the comments and just answer some of them that seem to be repeating over and over and over. Some of the funny ones. And also I want to, because I have so many new subscribers, I want to answer some questions that I get a lot about my name, how I got my rockstar mom name. And a question that is so, I'm asked all the time is how I met Jim later in life. Let's start off with just addressing or maybe answering just a very few questions from this last video, and I'm not going to say the name, but this one just came in yesterday. She says, "Take a breath, you'll get there. It's a lovely color. I'm at the same point with my hair. I'm 75 and loving the color of my hair. Over the years, I would highlight my hair, but during COVID, I stopped and let my hair grow out. I don't like long hair on older women, so I only wear it up, and it's so easy, but I may get a pixie cut for the summer." I love that. I love that. Oh, and let me just say, so many of you talked about Biscuit. Where'd you go? Oh, he's at the other end of the sofa now. So many of you talked about Biscuit. You were concerned about Biscuit, and Biscuit's doing great. I mean, absolutely great. I got him down yesterday to look at it, which I do every day, and I will post a picture here so that you can see how much better it is. It's almost completely healed. We still don't know what it was. So many of you had so many questions and suggestions. He's going to have his, I think he's going to be 7. He's either going to be 7 or 8 on June the 7th. So he's going to be having a birthday before we know it. Yeah, and he's a long-haired dachshund. And he is a sweetie. Really do appreciate all your concern. As I said, I think a lot of you watch my videos for Biscuit. He doesn't always make an appearance. Usually he's sleeping or he's outside chasing squirrels. Oh, and you loved the story about the fake flowers on the bushes out front about Jim. I love it. All right, I'm looking here. Oh, and something else from the last video. I told you that I would put the Poshmark address in case any of you were interested in maybe looking at some of my clothes that I'm purging. And I just put Poshmark in the description box, but it wasn't my actual link on Poshmark where you can go to my little shop, because I just haven't had time to do that. When I am able to get some things listed on there, then I will give you the link so that you can go and look at things. And yesterday I did take I had 5 big garbage bags that I took to the Teen Challenge store here, and I still have more. I've been purging like crazy. I have been purging my clothes, and I have also been purging my makeup and skincare. And when I'm finished, I'm going to show you the end result. I am already, the makeup side of it, I am loving. What I've done is made it so much easier for me. let me get, oh, I'm sitting on my leg. Let me tell you this. I have put myself on a little no-buy. I've decided that I'm going to try this for a month. And I'm not going to buy any makeup, any skincare, any clothes, any shoes, any jewelry, nothing. You know, if I run out of like something that I use every single day, then, and it's a favorite, then yes, I'm going to buy it. But cleaning out and giving away all of these clothes and all of this skincare and makeup, and you have to be so careful with giving away the skincare and makeup because of the sanitary issues. Said I have it all of that in a big basket that, as we have company this summer, I'm going to let the women, the girls, the females go through it and make if they want anything, they can take it. Oh, you guys, listen, I may clip this and put it on my bathroom mirror so that when I'm having a down day, I can read it. She says, I wanted to tell you that when life gets me down and I'm feeling bad, I watch your channel and instantly feel better. Not only are you a beautiful woman, you're a beautiful soul. Oh, that could make me cry. Thank you. Okay, now this would have to be someone who is newer to my channel, because she obviously doesn't know that in a prior life I was a stewardess for Delta, and we'll talk about that. She says, I must say, this was not this last video, it was the video the collaboration that I did a couple of weeks ago with Walmart. She says, I must say, when you modeled the fanny pack and showed the buckle lengthening and shortening, you made me think of a stewardess showing how to lock and open seat belts. This is not a dig. It means you were graceful and detailed in your explanation. Well, I had plenty of practice. Plenty of practice. Oh, and let me also tell you, because I do have so many new people, I can't imagine that the video is not still up on my channel page. I've been doing YouTube now for 11 or 12 years, and I believe it was my second video that I ever did all of those years ago. Because I was new, I did a video, and I want to say it was titled something like 50 Things to Know About Me, where I talk to you about things I've done and experiences I've had and just who I am, or who I was back then for sure. And it actually explained a lot of things that many of you are asking about and have asked about over the past few years, because you're so new to my channel that you weren't with me all those years ago. But what I'll do is I will go back and see if that video is still up, and I will link it in the description box below. I talk about flying for Delta. I talk about being in Graceland with Elvis. I told you that had been single for 35, 40 years, or not 40, but probably 35 years then, before I met Jim, that I had one daughter. I had a baby that died before I had Jennifer. I pretty much raised her by myself. It gives you a lot of that background information. So if you have questions about me and where I came from, you'll be surprised at how much is in that video. Now remember, when I filmed that video, I was using a little camcorder that I had no idea how to use, and the quality is probably pretty bad, so bear with me on that. Plus it's just an old video, and old videos just don't stand the test of time, I've learned. Not only mine, but other people's too. I'm gonna read this comment, because I tell you, I normally I wouldn't do this, but this just popped up as I was scrolling, looking, and I remembered I read this when it first came in, and it was one of the first comments that came in. Basically, you have nothing important to say. Too much makeup, less is more, and especially for an older woman, exclamation point. And I will say, I chose not to answer it. There was some of you, and I'm not even going to read your comments, you know who you are, came to my defense, and I never asked you, nor really do I want you to do that. I can just ignore all of this. But that I thought, yeah. Many of you have asked about my name, Rockstar Mom, and from the very beginning, I think a lot of you, for some reason, thought I was Janis Joplin's mother. I'm not. Wow, I'm not. But I did a video, actually a couple of videos. Again, it's probably been maybe 4 or 5 years ago, about the Rockstar Mom name and where that came from and what my daughter does. And I will link those below also in the first comment if you want to go watch those. They're short videos, not very long. But Jennifer, my daughter, is now, many of you know, the mother of twins. They just turned 3, and I'm telling you, a boy and a girl. I have a lot of you, a lot of times, ask me questions about your skin and what you should use and different things. And what I've always tried to remember to tell you is that I have no training. The things that I do to my face, my hair, my skin, are just things that I've learned over the years. I've practiced. I've tried new things. I've said this many times early on, is I would go in and sit at my little mirror in my bedroom or my bathroom, wherever I was living, and if I saw in a Cosmopolitan, this was before YouTube, and even since YouTube, I will go in and sit down and try new things and look at it in different lights, whether it's eyeshadow or blush, or it could be anything. But I practice, I try it, I go outside with a mirror, look at it in the sunlight. Sometimes I get in my car and pull down the rear view mirror there and look at it in that light. I will, to make sure it's just not awful, but I practice. And I really think I know my face really well. And I mean, I know some basics, like I know that when you put anything light on your face, where you put the light product, it pulls it forward, and dark makes things recede. So just that general principle. If I've got my eyelid is sagging here, I know that if I do a little bit darker right there where it's so hooded and where it sags, that it's not as prominent as it would be if I put something light there. It wouldn't necessarily emphasize it. So things like that, I've just learned about my face. I've learned about my lips. I have no lips. I mean, I've always had small lips, and as I've aged, they're even smaller. And thought many years ago, I think I actually thought about lip filler at one point in time, and then I thought, you know what? I could get lip filler, but it wouldn't be me. I think I would probably laugh every time I looked in the mirror. It just wouldn't be me. I always thought I would get a face. I would have bet you money when I was in my 40s and 50s, I would have bet you money that I was going to have a facelift. No, don't want one. I like my face. I've got a lot of wrinkles. The lights, you don't see. There are sometimes I think when editing my videos that I think you can see the aging on my face. And I'm okay with that because you know what? I'm 80. Gosh, I mean, I'm 80. Speaking of that, here's someone. Hey, you look younger, all caps, without makeup now. What the heck is going on? Are you eating better, healthier foods or getting more exercise? That makes a huge difference. To stay away from fried foods with omega-6 seed oil. Okay, well, I'm not going to keep doing that because she also talks about a lot of other health-related things that can come from not eating right. And many of you know that I'm a walker, and I don't walk every single day, but I walk several days a week, and 2 to 3 miles usually, and that's mainly what I do. And I've been a vegetarian, a very strict vegetarian. I'm not vegan, but I'm a very strict vegetarian, and I eat junk too. I work real hard to try to not eat any more sugar than I really want to. Let me say, I have been the strict vegetarian for all these years, and Jim is not, and he does all of our cooking, but Jim is very healthy too. So someone said that they bought, and I just skimmed over it, that they went on Amazon and spent, I think, $28 for that L'Oreal face primer that I talked about in a video a few weeks ago. And in that video, I did tell you that there were 2 different ones, and one was very expensive, and that was the one I was talking about. But listen, when I show you products, whether I've paid for these products myself, or whether that it's something that's been sent to me, or whether I'm doing a collaboration with a brand, when I show you products, do not feel that you have to buy them. I want you to click on my link if you're interested. Read all about it, read reviews, make a decision for yourself. I will never tell you to buy something. Never. I want you to check it out for yourself and figure out if it's something you want. But anyway, she said she bought it for the $28 on Amazon and she hated it. And of course she couldn't return it. So there are some things on Amazon that you can't return. I think makeup or skincare might be one of them. Although, well, I think I said in that video, I felt like that had been discontinued because I couldn't find it in any of the stores, or, just happened to find it there. And so we pretty much knew that it had been discontinued. I'm going to tell you everything I can about things like that. But as I said earlier, I'm not an expert. I don't know. There are so many wonderful women here on YouTube who are estheticians. They're trained makeup artists. Listen, if I were an expert at anything, I would have figured this out. I've watched every video out there on how to camouflage a little bit better these sunken eyes, these lines right here. And again, lighting that almost all of us use in this beauty community really helps. If I turned that light off, you would see things on my face that are not even on my face. That's the difference it makes. A lot of you are new. This video did bring in a lot of new subscribers. I don't know if a lot of them are just new to my channel, or maybe some of you who have been watching who have decided to hit that subscribe button. So, by the way, if you watch my videos and like them and you've not subscribed yet, it is free. It doesn't cost a dime. I don't do the channel memberships like some channels do. I don't do Patreon like some channels do, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with it. So but I I just want my channel to be free to you. That's why I accept some product, and that's why I do from time to time some brand deals, is so that I don't have to ask you for money to keep the channel going. If you don't know me by now. Okay. I've answered some questions. As I said, I'm linking some videos below for those of you who are relatively new to my channel that might be fun to watch, and you might it might answer some questions for you. And it's sort of always been back here to do another video about meeting Jim. I will tell you, for those of you who don't know, I met Jim online through one of the dating websites, and it involved a Larry King show. And there's some things I can tell you about it.